So we have Shaibu here. Shaibu is the CEO of Mobile Money Limited. I'm always tempted to say MTN Mobile Money Limited. Forgive me, because now let's talk about the business, Shaibu. You are the CEO of Mobile Money Limited, which is MTN MoMo, really, because everybody says MTN MoMo. How would you describe being the CEO of such a business that runs a service that is used by over 17 million users? Your transactions are in the billions. How is it like?
No, it's quite humbling, and I must say, also very exciting environment to work in. I'm very fortunate to be surrounded by very talented young people, and obviously an industry that is filled with excitement in terms of innovation, and also the impact story that we deliver every single day, trying to solve the friction around payment, around doing transactions generally. The impact is felt by individuals every single day, every single moment, moments of need, moments of sorrow. MoMo is always at your disposal. But also importantly, the impact of our business to the general economy, and the multiplier effect that mobile money transactions generally impacts on the economy. But also importantly, how we also deliver services to communities through either our partnership with international money transfer organizations, where transactions terminate through the banks and we are able to deliver the last mile services to our customer. So it's quite a very exciting environment, and we are very privileged to be serving Ghanaians and continue to invest in making the service as seamless as possible for our customers.
I like the example you gave about the international transactions, because when we were growing up, one of the most interesting but painful adverts we used to see on TV was the burger, for the want of a better expression, the burger who had given money to another burger to bring to their mother in Ghana, and the money never arrived. But these days, somebody can transfer money anywhere in the world, and the money goes straight to the person receiving it, without the person even going to a bank or any institution, and all that is enabled by you. This is very impactful.
Yeah, I mean, through the partnerships that we form, typically within the international money transfer system, you would typically have a sending party, which will be your international money transfer organization. The money is sent to a bank in Ghana, and what the bank does then is to convert it to local currency, and then that is then sent through us with instruction as to who to receive the funding. So it's not just a mobile money activity, it's actually forged through the partnership that we form with different actors in the ecosystem to deliver it seamlessly. So to you as the recipient, it feels like the money just came through MoMo, but there's a whole mechanism around delivering that service safely to you. You can equate what we do as your last mile delivery service provider, where the solutions are designed through all the collaboration with different actors within the ecosystem and delivered safely to you. When you have issues, from a recourse mechanism point of view, we are there to serve and solve the issue through our network.
I was struggling earlier with the name. I said MTN Mobile Money Limited, but the name actually is Mobile Money Limited. Is it separate from MTN now? What's your relationship with the MTN we know? The MTN that gives me my SIM.
Yeah, MTN runs through us. MTN is the brand name for our business overall, but Mobile Money Limited is a subsidiary of what you know as MTN Ghana, and the registered name for MTN Ghana is actually Scancom Limited. So we are a subsidiary of MTN Ghana, and our mandate in terms of our operation is actually we are regulated by Bank of Ghana, and the MTN Ghana is however regulated by NCA.
Okay.
So we take the instructions in terms of how we operate through the Payment Systems and Services Act, which defines our role, and we are operating within that law as part of the electronic money issuer. So that is the role we perform, and we are regulated by Bank of Ghana.
Okay, so you are BOG, MTN is NCA.
Correct.
But you all work under the same MTN brand.
Correct.
So there is a relationship between MTN and MobileMoney Limited.
Absolutely. It's a parent-child relationship as it is. And the way we operate is that we have we're a separate entity, but we also rely on MTN as a service provider in delivering certain services on our behalf, and vice versa. We also, through our platform, are able to also deliver some services to MTN, arm's length relationship, So that's the way we operate.
Functionally, if I look at my life now, almost everything has, almost all my payments, really. I pay for electricity using MobileMoney. I pay for water using MobileMoney. I pay for my fuel using MobileMoney. I pay my staff using MobileMoney. I do practically almost everything. You are just like my bank. Does the business feel like a bank? Are you a bank?
We are an enabler. And what that means is you can look at us like your delivery person. You see, behind all this structure are key relationships that we've built. For instance, the money that you put into your MobileMoney wallet, by the nature of our business, we are required by law to actually have a trust account with a universal bank. So that money is actually safely in a bank environment. What we do is to deliver it to you at your point of need.
Okay.
So anytime you need a service and you have value, we are able to enable that for you. And also around it are also different ecosystem actors. For instance, there are the fintechs who are also regulated by Bank of Ghana. So and we ensure that they create solutions. They look at the different friction around, they create solution, we deliver through an API, and we are able to enable the services that you consume every single day. So whether you are at a fuel pump station or you are paying someone, there is a whole ecosystem act that ensures that this service is delivered to you safely.
So you say the funds are held by a bank?
Correct.
And when we need it, then but we need a lot of money all the time. And there's actually a school of thought that says, look, you probably may have a lot of depositors than the banks. These days you give us interest payments too, quarterly.
Yeah.
So
I saw my last interest payment. It came at a good time.
Oh, good. You had a lot of money then. It means you channel a lot of money through the MoMo system, or you keep a lot. But isn't that more of taking the banking job? Some say you're weakening the banks, or you say you're making them stronger.
Far from that. Far from that. I mean, the way the relationship is, it's a partnering role. Remember, the banking industry has been around for ages. If you look at the Bank of Ghana economic and financial reports in May this year, the size of the mobile money float ecosystem across the industry was around 28 billion Ghana cedis. Right now, this money ordinarily would have been sitting in cash under people's pillow or in their pockets across the country. This will not be available to the banking system. For the banking system now to be able to use it to deliver loan services and other products that would have a multiplier effect in terms of the economy. So our role is one of mobilizing, and I want you to look at us as the delivery person who is able to send the funds to the customer and also be able to collect on behalf of the banks. So we do the last mile work in terms of mobilizing the funds, and this fund is safely in the banking space, and we work collaboratively to deliver it. I think initially when we started this journey, there were a lot of misconceptions around it, and today, I mean, we are connected to 22 banks, universal banks in the country. We work with a lot of non-bank financial institutions. I mean, if you look at it in terms of some of the services that we deliver today, let's talk about the loan services. I think we have very popular loan services that millions of Ghanaians have access to, and we disburse billions of Ghana cedis to them. This is not an MTN own product. The product is actually owned by a bank. So if you take any of the loan product, there's a bank that actually provides a capital. Okay. And we use the data of customers to score them, and on the basis of that, the bank then makes a decision in terms of disbursing. And we, as the delivery mechanism, ensures that we deliver to customers who qualify and want the facility. And then when it comes to repayment, we also mobilize for repayment. So that's how the ecosystem plays. If you take savings product, we do have a lot of savings products on our platform. It's also backed by a bank. Okay. So behind it is a universal bank that stores the value and also engineers in terms of the interest payment and all the elements around it.
Great. This morning we have Shaibu Haruna, who is CEO of MobileMoney Limited. You're always tempted to say MTN MobileMoney Limited. But then there's the concern. Mobile money fraud. Many have raised these concerns. How are you protecting these customers? What steps have you been taking?
Thank you for this question. I think it's a very important subject matter for us, and I would extend it to actually refer to it not just as a mobile money fraud, but actually financial system fraud, because you see that the linkage between mobile money as a delivery mechanism and also the entire financial ecosystem is very important, because a lot of the time some of the incidents of fraud that which happens can come from different sources. For instance, somebody who wants to buy a pizza. I just met a gentleman this morning who was narrating his use case where he actually wanted to buy a car and wanted to make a deposit without confirming. So this is generated from an online transaction that somebody wants to make without confirming who the recipient is and paying. And a lot of the typologies that we see around mobile money fraud is coming from somebody trying to take advantage of a user in order to, we popularly have coined the word social engineering, but the simple description of it is somebody wanting to take advantage of you in order to take over your account, or to engineer you to make a payment. Now, what we've done, and you will see a lot of it even coming through the line, is to constantly engage our customers and constantly remind them about their responsibility around safety of their financial transaction. Mobile money is not just a channel, it's actually a way of life and a financial instrument. And I think a lot of the time our customers lose sight of the fact that the power of what they have connects them to their bank account, connect them to different streams of financial instruments, and it's important that we keep it safe. I think we are sometimes too generous in sharing information. You have a random person calling you and pretending to be somebody they are not, and we oftentimes find, unfortunately, our customers volunteering some of their credentials, and they get compromised in that. So we will continue to reinforce the communication around personal safety in the use of mobile money services. The power is in the hands of our customers, and it's even more important now as we transition from a USSD based environment into an app-based environment. Majority of our customers today, Winston, and we are using smartphones. What it means is that, and most of them are also consuming applications. So we've embarked on a journey with them to also move them from the USSD environment into the app environment, which provides them a lot of benefits, including the convenience of being able to access services much more easily, because in the app environment you can easily access the different services than going through the very sometimes cumbersome USSD strings that you need to get into. But that also brings about a lot of vulnerability because of the exposure to the larger world through the internet. So the bit around education, we are investing a significant amount in driving the whole consumer awareness. We recently launched a platform we call MoMo Fest, and this is an outreach channel where we are going into communities and using a lot of drama, music to also reinforce the communication around safety and security for mobile money services. We're also working with industry actors, because this is not just a mobile money limited issue. This is an industry issue. In fact, I would extend it to be a national issue. So we are working collaboratively with other actors within the industry, and we are, maybe let me use this platform to also reach out to our banking community. We've seen that they have also uplifted their campaign on fraud generally. So we need to constantly engage with our customers, and we have made that determination that we will be engaging our customers to highlight the issues around it. On our part, from a platform point of view, we continue to invest in the key enablers. There's a lot of tools that we use today in being proactive in terms of understanding and predicting the likely scenarios and having some intermediation to address it. This may not be very obvious to customers, but there are a lot of work that we do behind the scene to ensure that our platform are safe. Being a financial platform, you are prone to a lot of cyber interests as well, but we have the required tools, solutions that addresses that. The biggest challenge that we need is constantly engaging our customers on to be very defensive, and of course we work with law enforcement agencies as well to ensure that those who do perpetuate this are brought to book.
Great. I guess this morning, Shaibu Haruna, CEO of Mobile Money Limited. When we return after these messages, we hand over the show to you. Maybe you have some questions.
Yeah.
You get to ask those questions, and Shaibu will address all of them for you here on the Super Morning Show.
Winston, I also want to know from Shaibu what the current balance of float is, the current volume of transactions that MTN is doing. Because I remember when the BOG started publishing some of these numbers, for example, in 2012, the balance on float was just about 19 million. Where are we now? How many subscribers do you have? What volumes of transactions are we seeing? I'll ask you all that. I need answers on all those when we return from this break. Stay with us.
Super Morning Show. Good morning.
Great, Ruki. Yes, please ask your question.
Okay, so I'll be fast, but I have 3 questions.
Please go
I'd
ahead.
like to ask, why is the mandate not given to me, the user, when I want to make withdrawal, like other network?
Come again?
And then secondly,
Ruki, can you take your first question again?
I said, why is the mandate not given to me to initiate the withdrawal at the agent center when I'm making withdrawal, like other networks?
Okay. 2.
And secondly,
oh, please, Ruki, please try and get in touch with us again. Please, we apologize for that. We've lost you. Do we have Ajiman Joseph on the line? Okay, I think we may have lost him also. You can also reach out. You can give us a call on 0302-216-541. 0302-216-541. And then 055-11-11-997. Is Ruki back on the line? No, we don't have it. Please bear with us. Ruki, we'll try. Please answer Ruki's first question.
Why users are not given the mandate to initiate withdrawals like other networks?
Okay, thank you, Ruki. In terms of withdrawal, I think the current process is the agent initiates it, and then you authenticate, and that is the mandate for withdrawal. I believe your ask is you initiating that before the agent does that, but we can look at that and explore that in terms of innovation. As a fintech, what we do is always to listen to our customers and understand your pain points, and obviously use our platform to be able to innovate. So I'll take it as a feedback and an opportunity to serve you better. Thank you.
Okay. Chidiak is in La. Chidiak, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, Chidiak.
People are using... Hello?
Yes, we're listening
your
to you.
office, the gentleman there.
Shaibu Haruna.
They are using people's national ID to register SIM for people. What are you doing about that?
Okay, Chidiak, we're talking about mobile money, but I get you. Thank you very much. Let's go to Lashibi. Lashibi, where Nicholas is. Nicholas, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, Nicholas.
Please, I want to ask, how do people get your number? Unless they just came to deposit money. From then somebody just call you, start asking us, where are you sending money? They don't know me. How do they get?
Okay, you're asking how people get your number to be sending you these deposits that they later call you to refund it to them. Okay, thank you very much, Nicholas. Ajman Joseph is in Tema. Good morning.
Good morning, Uncle. I hope you're doing well.
God is still taking care of us. I believe you're fine too.
By the grace of God.
Great.
One question is, somebody called and asked from their outfit, and they were telling the person that some of them immediately they fraud you with the money, they transfer it to other accounts. So in this case, if you have been defrauded and you want your money back, and you have to go back to retrieve the money, how do you get the money back? Secondly, we are told that when you buy airtime from your MoMo, you get bonus. But if it is not really from your MoMo, but a friend is also buying from his or her MoMo, you don't get bonus. Why?
Okay, thank you very much, Ajman Joseph. Jones is in La. Jones, good morning.
Good morning, Kaji. Good morning to your resource person. Good morning to you guys. This mobile money issue has become a necessary evil. In fact, just last week, a friend was sent 5,000 cedis for hospital. Within a twinkle of an eye, I don't know what happened. All the money has been drained from the phone. Just because he has a little problem with the phone, and he called 100. In the process, he was asked to go off, and they will call him back. So it looks as if the MTN guys themselves are giving the number to people to call. Because he called MTN 100. After calling the 100, they asked him to hold on. Somebody will call him and address the situation. Then he was called, and then through the process, they took the 5,000 from the wallet. Yesterday, myself, I had a problem with my DSP, and I went to their website, and I took a number from their website, and I called. When I called, the person was taking me through the process. By the time I realized, unfortunately, I don't have enough in my wallet. Unfortunately, he took my money and also borrowed money in my name. In fact, I look at it, the MTN guys are overwhelmed and they can't control the system. It's good. But the way things are going, you look at it, they have thrown their hand in the air and they can't control the system.
Okay.
And you can't call, you can't demand your money. There's no way they will get your money. It's becoming too much.
Okay.
It's becoming too much. The girl is in the house now.
Thank you very much, Jones. We'll get it addressed for you. Ruki is back with us. Ruki in Hacho. Ruki, good morning again.
Good morning again.
Great. Please go ahead.
So, yes, my next two questions is, why is it compulsory or mandatory for the agents to write down our numbers when we are making withdrawals?
Okay.
And the next is, when the fraud occurs, why are we made to wait for 15 good days before, if there's any refund or anything, we get it?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ruki. We'll get all these questions addressed for you. I think we can pick a final caller. 0302216541. and then 055-1111-997. Mama, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Mama Della, kindly speak up a bit. We can hardly hear you.
Okay, dear. Can you hear me?
Yes, it's better now. Please go ahead.
Okay. So my suggestion or contribution to Ruki's question that if the agent, what do you call it? Just like the church, that, and then
Della, kindly reposition yourself. We can hardly hear you, and if you're moving, please just stand at one point because we seem to be losing you. Please go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I think we can hear you. Yes.
Okay. All right. What I was saying is that you give the agent hope so that we could do the initiate the withdrawal, just like we suggested.
Okay. Okay.
Or
Yes. Go ahead.
get name and numbers.
Oh, that unfortunately the line is very, very bad. Please bear with us. That will be our last caller. We can't pick any more of your calls. Let's get Shaibu Haruna to address the questions.
Okay. Thank you very much, and thanks for all the questions and the feedback that you've sent through to us. I would take first one would be from Chidiak. The question around the use of national ID card to register for other people. I think this is an issue that we've picked up a couple of cases, but let me say that from an ID registration point of view, I think the Minister of Communication has indicated that there's going to be some exercise in due course to also strengthen the whole ID registration process, and that would further strengthen and make it fully compliant and ensure that this fraudsters cannot take advantage of people's ID card in perpetuating the fraud that we see around. So that is work that would happen to safeguard that. But I would also advise that when you are making any payments, you ensure that you know exactly who you are paying to and do not entertain anybody who reaches out to you pretending to be somebody they are not. There was a question around how do people get your number? The fact of it is that because you, first and foremost, because of the size of our network, you can randomly take one person's, your number, and then if you drag it, you have series of numbers. And what happens is that some of these criminals actually use that methodology to actually pick random numbers and call these individuals to verify. There are also other use cases where they also go to the vending points and either cleverly try and take a picture of the booklet that the vendor is using, and they use that to also generate and get access to numbers and call. But a lot of it is very random in nature and intended to try and get the unsuspecting customer to actually divulge their information. So again, the advice is that, and we encourage our agent as well, not to write customers' phone numbers and also not to display customers' phone numbers, because anybody can walk to the agent point and take a picture of it and use it. So in instances where you have been defrauded as a result of that, you do need to also report to us and also indicate the agent who you made that last transaction. We're able to also investigate and take the necessary measures against the agent who may be involved one way or the other in that ecosystem. And again, it's also advisable to use a trusted agent point and ensure that you are consistent in that regard. There was a question around the fact that when you are defrauded, the funds move into other network. Indeed, I mean, we've seen that typology play out because usually when somebody is defrauded, the funds actually move out very quickly, typically from one number to another network. And the idea of the fraudsters is to try and make the tracing process difficult. But we do have relationship with the other network providers, and we have a mechanism where we are able to trace. However, the way funds flow, they flow very quickly, and it gets cashed out at some point very quickly, and you then lose the trail of it. Again, the power is in your hands in terms of safeguarding your account, and please make sure that any payment you make is to a trusted or known source. If the person is not in your contact, make sure you verify who you are paying to or who you are instructing or giving any information to. At all times, don't share your PIN, not even to an MTN employee. We will never ask you for a PIN or your OTP. There was a question around airtime bonus, which in that particular instance, I think different channels have different offers. So you may be buying through a different channel, but the offer on bonus is not for from you to another party. If you are buying for yourself, you get a bonus. You just have to encourage the other party to also use their phone to buy. If the person doesn't have e-value, you may want to send
but first, when you started, even if someone bought for you, there was a bonus. I remember instances where people, you give money to somebody who would just buy because you had bonus. I remember very well, that situation. So it used to be the case, but I said that it's changed now.
It's changed, and we want to encourage people to also self-serve and use a service. It's part of the whole journey of digital inclusion.
And talking about, the using MoMo to buy credit. So Edgar Radio says, why is it that when you're sending MoMo to someone, the recipient name appears before you key your password? But when you're sending airtime or data to someone, the recipient's name does not appear. At times your finger can hit the wrong number. So the name appearing is very important.
Okay. I mean, I think we'll take it as a feedback to our colleagues, and possibly we can work towards it. Good feedback. We appreciate that.
If you use the app, you just go into your contacts and you take the person's number, and it's easy. So I think that's also one of the reasons why MTN is saying let's move from USSD, let's try to do more app-based transactions, because you've already stored the information on your phone.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And there are a lot more feature sets that we are going to be introducing also to safeguard the whole environment. I mean, we understand. I mean, it's a very evolving space. Technology keeps changing. We are committed to investing in the right technology and solution that will enable you to have a safe transaction every day.
Joseph asked how he can get his money back when he's defrauded.
We first and foremost, you have to report through the different channels that we have for reporting fraud. Once you report, it gets logged, we trace, and then we have some steps in terms of immediate action. If the funds are available on the other side, we may suspend, and then we'll go through a verification process. Because remember, if you report, we are not taking the fact that you are the first to report, so the other person is liable. We then block, and then there's a protocol around how we engage both parties to establish what happened, and then we take the necessary action.
Jones wants to know, are you overwhelmed? Because he gave us the example of they losing 5,000 Ghana cedis meant for somebody's health care. He gave us the example of he also losing the last the last bit of money he had on him because somebody just took the money from his account.
Yeah.
He wants to know whether you're overwhelmed or you have the team in place to deal with these things.
Just we are not overwhelmed at all. As a matter of fact, we can do much more. And I'm sorry for the loss of funds, but let me just also re-emphasize the fact that money would not be lost on your platform without initiating or supporting a certain initiation from another party. So it's important that you are mindful of the transaction that you are doing at any point in time. Just remember always that mobile money, there is a key to doing any financial transaction, which is either your PIN, and then there's also the OTP that sometimes you get for some transactions. It is secret, and you don't have to divulge it to anyone. Confirm every single transaction that you are making. Remember, it's money that is leaving. I mean, if when you have cash and you are paying somebody, you actually count and ensure that you are giving it to the right person.
Yeah.
So the kind of steps that you take when you are dealing with cash, you have to take double that step when you're dealing with online transactions, because the reality is that there are cyber criminals who want to also take advantage of it. So let's work together as partners, in ensuring that every single Ghanaian has access to financial services.
Now, I have a challenge, and I'm sure Winston shares in my frustration too. When I give somebody a check, I don't give them money for transportation. When I want to pay somebody in cash and I ask them to come and take the cash, I don't give them transportation support. So why would MTN encourage people to be asking and demanding for charges? I'm paying you 100 cedis. I owe you 100 cedis. Then you, the business or the individual, ask me to pay the charges, and you've gone ahead to put it on the app. You've made it official that people can ask and demand for charges. Why?
Well, the purpose of our service is to make your life easier and give you convenience of service. And we also listen to our customers in terms of what our customers want. And in a lot of instances that you're referring to here, you may, on your own, in some instances, when you are paying for services, you're not supposed to add the charges, but if you so wish and per the agreement that you have with the other party, you have to pay for the charges. What we are offering you is a convenience of controlling what the charge is that you have to top up, should you want to do that. Okay, so it's a matter of convenience, and that's what our customers say, look, give me the flexibility of being able to do that. And you then choose whether or not.
So that's
you
function
do that.
is to remove the confusion as to what the quantum of charges should be if you must pay.
Correct.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you.